get hurt by all the girls. They try his world for just a season.
Okay. So it's, yes, I'm wearing a watch. No, it's not set up yet. 7:25. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. Yesterday was Bastille Day. And it is the first rest day of the Tour de France. But I've been working all weekend, and I have, oh, why are you wet? This much left of the 4 ounces I've been trying to spin for the last couple of days. And I haven't finished watching yesterday's stage, so I thought I would check in and then I would finish this. And then we'll talk about how it's been going. How's your Tour de Fleece? Tour de France. Here, I don't know if you can see it. You see this blue? No, not very well. And this blue? Well, I suppose you could see the blue when I held it up. My plan was to make a 3-ply. I've been making it very thin for my usual. And both of the first 2 plies were merino. And then the third bag of wool that I had planned is also blues and browns mostly. But it's fin wool. And it's considerably scratchier than the merino. Big surprise. So I'm second guessing myself. But I went digging through my rather considerable stash of fiber and didn't see anything else that would make sense. Hello, Django. His nose is almost exactly where my hands need to be in order for me to see my drafting triangle. That's the word I wanted, not weaving. Drafting triangle. I'm trying to remember to do a short forward. I usually spin a sort of modified long draw for the vibes. And oh my gosh, it's so much more efficient. But I'm trying to do something a little different. Part of the reason probably why I'm frustrated that my third ply is not as soft. It's like, is it gonna behave the way these other 2 have? And then is it gonna look good together? Is it gonna mess with how soft this is? Should I just go down to a 2-ply? I'm debating. I started out real slow this tour. It looks good when I show you the pictures because I started with 2 things that were already in progress. But then, things have been busy lately. We did a big home improvement project, pulled out a whole room of carpeting. The dog was peeing in there before he passed on. And it didn't smell awesome. And the child had peed in there a couple of times too. He was sick or sleepwalking or whatever. So we just got the carpet out Now we've got some rugs down. That was a big all day project. And then had to work. And then had to sleep. And I've been doing some baking because the cherry tree was in full fruit. And so it's been busy this first 10 days of the tour. What else can I tell you? I don't know about this blue, man. That fin wall is quite a bit scratchier than the merino I've been playing with. My other option would be I participated in Tour de Fleece camp with Tashi of Stitches and Starlight and what is his name? The guy from Flannel and Pearls. I should know his name, but that was pretty much my first exposure to him, so I've forgotten it. I participated, they did like a Discord summer camp Tour de Fleece thing. They put cabins together that were like mini teams and much chatting was had. This year they didn't have the bandwidth to do it, but one of the things that they did was they had a custom colorway dyed by Hello Yarn, which is what this is. I don't know if you could see that from here. And it's what this is. I was a Hello Yarn subscriber for the monthly subscription of fiber for like 2 years, maybe. This one's from 2022. Oh, they're both from 2022. It might have only been 1 year, but still. And here it is 2025, and I'm just barely getting to it, which is why I finally had to turn it down for a while, turn it off. And then, of course, I wanted to get back on the subscription club, and there are no spots. She got popular, and everything's full, which is for the best, because as you can see, my spinning is sporadic. Anyway, the dyer from Hello Yarn put together like a club colorway for Tashi's summer camp last year, and I bought one, so I just have one more bag. It has some blue in it, but that one is Targi Bamboo Viscose, and it is much softer. But it has some like pinks and oranges and stuff, and I'm not sure if those are the vibes I wanted for this. Well, it's not really vibes in that context. I'm not sure if that is the route I wanted to take with my third ply, but the softness would be more appropriate. I also I have these, but there's only 45 grams. I weighed them, and they're not enough. It's like half of what I require. I thought I had more blues, but I think they got absorbed into the sweater spin last summer. I have oranges and purples and pinks, but I don't, if I'm going to do purples and pinks, then I might as well use that summer camp colorway. Fireside something something. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe it was summer campfire or something. But anyway. So I have been minimally spinning. Today my big plans are it's like my 1 day off, and then I work tomorrow and the next day, And yesterday, I also technically had the day off, but I had worked the night before, so then a big chunk of the day is just eaten up with sleeping, and then suddenly it's dinner time, and then it's back to bed. So sometimes the recovery day after a weekend of work is just a giveaway. I mean, as you can see, I got some spinning done, but not a ton. Not enough to finish the tour. But I did get a tart cherry pie bar baked. And I started some bread. The girls at work were all clamoring for bread all weekend, and I didn't have any in the works. And sourdough takes 2 days. So today there's bread. You can bring some with tomorrow. I felt like there was so many other things I wanted to talk to you about. And now you can. Here's the stuff that I was thinking for a third ply, but there's not enough of it. And here's the stuff I was thinking for a third ply, but it's kind of scratchy. What are you, nuts? No. Yeah. Poor lovey. Oh, there's a fluff attached to my leg hair, and it's very itchy. Things you don't think about if you don't shave. Okay. Where was I? So the Tour de France, for me to watch the Tour de France, I had to buy a Peacock subscription. It's like $8 for the month. Sure, fine, whatever. But what I've been thinking about is that I'd like to watch it with the French announcers. Like, yes, I've heard the English guys patter and it's fun, but now, like in the background, I can hear the French announcers, and I just keep thinking to myself, I want to listen to them now. But I looked online, and it's like a whole process to get a VPN and pretend I live somewhere other than where I do. And like, would I have to buy another subscription? Or I saw them going around a corner the other day, and there was a big TV camera satellite setup for France TV. It's like, that would be probably what I need to look for. But, so I've been wishing for some French language Tour de France. I had a long week, busy weekend at work where I needed a translator almost all the time. Had 2 Somali patients and a Spanish-speaking one, and none of those are my forte. And it just makes me want to learn all the languages, which, I don't have time. I mean, Spanish, at least I have rudimentary language skills. In Somali, I can understand when people say yes and no, and I have learned to say thank you. That's about it. And that's not good enough. My friend and colleague came in, and she can do some translating. She speaks Somali, but she could not be that patient's nurse. She was busy doing other things. And I could sometimes pick up what they were saying from context clues, because sometimes English words got dropped in, and using hands to speak and whatnot kind of helped me follow the conversation a little bit. But not speaking the language is very frustrating. the interpreter services that we're supposed to be able to use that's on like an iPad, it just rang and rang and rang and rang and nobody answered because it was weekend. No one was available, which was not awesome. Anyway. So happily my colleague was available at that point. What else? Well, you'll notice how thick this is. I stripped it a little bit. Sometimes I stripped little tiny strips off, and sometimes I left. This time I'm leaving it kind of chunky. So the way I did that with the last one too, the way that the colors are going to change in the yarn itself is going to be totally inconsistent, which I think will be really interesting to work with as yarn. I might hate it. You know, people are always talking about using spin cycle and the color changes and color management, like ripping the yarn apart so that the colors do what you want them to and things like that. I don't know. So maybe this will finally be like that experience. I've never tried it. The one time I got spin cycle, I got something that was very consistent and kind of boring, which I didn't realize at the time. I just liked the color that I saw on the outside. And then later it sort of, I clued in that, oh, I didn't get one of the ones that does the thing they're talking about. Mine's just consistent all the way through. I got the colorway Melancholia, which is just sort of like dark teals and navies and didn't do any interesting color shifting. So maybe I'm doing it for myself. Sisters be doing it for themselves. All right. You know, the one real problem with wanting to do these like long form videos where I show you what I'm up to, but also like enjoy my regular spinning routine is that I'm using my phone to record. First of all, I was almost out of batteries. And second of all, I usually listen to audiobooks on my phone. I can't. Sometimes I watch TV, you know, like, but I was watching the tour on my phone last night. So now I'm not sure if I go on the app on the TV, if it will pick up where I left off, because the way that the replays are working, it's got all these pauses for commercials, and it was making me watch, like I was trying to skip ahead of all of the talking heads chatter ahead of the actual race, because I don't care about that. I'm not the announcers are not the ones I'm there to watch when I watch sports. No offense to announcers everywhere, but that's not why I watch sports. And I grew up watching sports with my dad, and he often would leave it muted the whole time. So I didn't have to listen to commercials ever. And he had his own commentary to make, which I enjoyed. So, if I go on the television and it makes me fast forward through like a whole hour, it's going to be making me watch like 57 commercials in a row. And I'm not going to do that. So I think I'll just try and pick up where I left off on my phone which means I have to stop talking to it. Oh yeah, other things on the agenda. Getting a little bit more camera ready. Thinking about taking a bath today. A little self-care. It's supposed to be, I wanted to spin outside, but it's already at 7 o'clock in the morning, muggy and buggy. And if I go outside, the dog will cry. Because I will not want to take him with me, because once he comes outside, then it's just, he thinks being outside is one continuous game of fetch for, what is that? That is not from my current Fleece. Okay. See? Look, I'm long drawing anyway, just to, that's it. Back to the short forward. I am not a worsted spinner most of the time. Well. What else was I going to tell you? I don't know. I'll think of it after I get off of here. Check back in.